Hey guys, welcome back to So Vanessa. Now last week we talked about the legal step-by-step process of the H-2B visa, and this week we'll be talking about the step-by-step process for an individual applying for the H-2B visa. But before I get into the video, please remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on your post notification, and share with your friends and families. The H-2B program allows U.S. employers to hire temporary foreign workers for a non-agricultural job when they can't find a qualified U.S. workers. Here are the step-by-step process for an individual applying for an H-2B job. Now, the first step is finding a job offer. You need a job offer from a U.S. employer who is willing to hire you as an H-2B worker. The employer must have gone through the necessary steps to get a temporary labor certificate from the U.S. Department of Labor. Step 2. Before applying for the H-2B visa, make sure you meet the eligibility criteria. You must have a valid job offer from a U.S. employer. You must be from an eligible country. Not all countries are eligible for the H-2B program. So if you have watched my previous video, you would have seen at the end all of the country that is eligible to apply for this visa. So if you're not a part of this list, then you are not eligible to apply for the work visa. If your country is qualified or is on the list, then you are eligible to apply for the H-2B visa. You must demonstrate your intent to return home after your H-2B visa status expires. Now, if you don't have anything to prove that you're returning home, or you have been talking on the phone telling people that your intention is to run off on the visa, these people, they can catch up on you, and if they find out that you have no intention of going back home, then they would deny you of that visa. So ensure that your intentions are pure and you're coming on this program solely just to work. You must not have a disqualifying criminal conviction. If you know you're going through the court or you have any outstanding traffic ticket or any criminal records against you, then you are not qualified, because for some people or some employer, they require that you do a police record, and if you do a police record, then the evidence will show. Step 3. Now, step 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all under the visa application, but we're going to go through the steps as it relates to acquiring your visa. Step 3. Complete Form DS-160. Visit the U.S. Department of State website and complete Form DS-160. You'll need to upload a passport size photo as a part of this application. Ensure that you have gone ahead and taken your passport picture before you go on the website, because you will need to upload it. Step 4. Pay the visa application fee. Paying the visa is a non-refundable visa application fee, which varies depending on your country or origin. The payment method and the fee amount can be found on the U.S. Embassy or the consulate website for your country. Step 5. Schedule a visa interview. Once you have paid the visa application fee, schedule an interview at the U.S. Embassy or a consulate in your own country. So since COVID, they have limited the amount of in-person interviews that we are now doing. So what you are now doing is sending your document to the U.S. Embassy or your consulate and waiting for them to approve it. Now, in the event that they need some documents, they may ask you to schedule a face-to-face interview. Now, when you do schedule a face-to-face interview, the wait time for the interview can vary, so it is essential to plan ahead. Step 6, you're going to gather all of your requirements. This is before you send off your documents or before you go to the interview. So gathering your documents may include your passport. Ensure that it is valid for at least 6 months beyond your intended stay in the US. Ensure that you have your DS-160 confirmation receipt Make sure that you have your visa application fee receipt, a job letter or offer letter from the U.S. employer, which should include your job details, wages, and your employment period. On the job offer, you should have your start date and your end date, and that employer should also provide you with the labor certificate from the DOL. That is the petition. So you will need a petition number to apply for this visa. Now, another thing is that you need to have evidence to show that you have ties in your home country. Now, this is not so prevalent in the H-2B visa. It is more active in the B1 visa. So they may ask you for ties, and the ties may include your house, your car, your children, your spouse. Now, as I said, it is not that serious when it comes on to H-2B visa, but it is a plus if you have this. Now, any other documents that you think that it is deemed necessary to bring to the interview, then take it. Back in 2019, when I was going on the J1 program, and we did everything that we should do, and when we went, when most person went to the embassy, they were being turned down because of specific documents. And what I did was to listen to everyone who got turned down and the reason why they got turned back. And what I did when I was going to the embassy, I ensured that I have all the necessary documents. So if you know that you have documents that can prove that, hey, this is legit, or this is the reason why, or you need whatever, ensure that you bring all the necessary documents that you think that they may ask. Don't let them ask you for something in the interview and you cannot provide it, because if they ask, they may ask you to reschedule and come back again, and that will delay your process of getting in the United States. Step 7 is to attend the visa interview, right? So now you are sending in your document, but the original step is to attend the visa interview. Show up for your scheduled visa interview at the embassy or the consulate. Be prepared to answer questions about your background, the job offer, and your plans in the US. So if they do call you for an in-person interview, ensure that you have all the basic answers to all the questions that they may ask as it relates to your job, your stay in the US, and any basic question that you think that they may ask. Ensure that you study your offer letter. Ensure that you study your petition so that you know when is your start date, when is your end date, how much you're getting paid. Ensure that you know all of these basic stuff, because if they do ask you and you cannot provide, they will think that you're a joke. Step 8, pay the visa insurance fee. If your visa is approved, you may be required to pay visa insurance fee. The fee amount and payment instruction will be provided during the interview. Now, this is not for everyone, but if you do, or depending on your country, you may have to pay a visa insurance. Step 9, attend a medical examination. So in Jamaica, my home country, you would have done this medical examination long before the visa process starts, right? So if you apply on your own and you got an employer and they send down your name to an agency, that agency will set up a medical for you, and then you will go in, pay the medical fee, do whatever examination that you need to do, and then they will do all the background stuff that they need to do. Now, if you're doing everything on your own and it is required for you to do the medical examination, ensure that you do this for the visa application. Step 10, travels. When your visa is approved, the U.S. Embassy or the consulate will place a visa stamp in your passport. You can then make travel arrangements to the U.S. Make sure to arrive in the U.S. before the start date of your employment as specified in the job offer. Step 11, report to your employer. Now you're going to report to your employer before you leave the country. So the moment you book your ticket and you have your itinerary, you're going to send it to your employer so that your employer can make arrangements to pick you up. Now oftentimes these employers are busy or probably have things to do, and they may send someone to pick you up, or they may tell you that, hey, take Uber, and they will give you back your money. But ensure that you make the plans before you leave the country so that you're not stuck in the wilderness. Now oftentimes many people get so excited, book their ticket and fly, and then when they reach their location, they're reaching out to their employer like, These people have things to do, and they're not just going to jump and leave what they're doing just to come and get you because you're in the state. You have to make the necessary plans before you leave your country. Arrange that there's a ride, let them know the time that you're reaching so that they can pick you up on time. And you are also expected to adhere to the terms and conditions outlined in the employment contract. So if your contract say that, hey, this, that, ensure that you follow suit, right? You should also remember that the H-2B visa is temporary and you are expected to return to your home country once your employment period ends. Violating the terms of your visa can have serious consequences, including deportation and further visa ineligibility. It's essential to follow the rules and regulations throughout your stay in the US. Don't be among those who are blacklisted from the US. When you come to US, ensure that you're coming to work and do your work. Don't follow any company. Ensure that you don't take the same behavior that you had back home, that you fight and war among. When you come to America, you have to have backbone. The employer is gonna want to boss you around, give you all the dirty works. You have to be strong. Not only that, you have to remember that you're leaving your culture behind and taking up one's culture. So when you come over here and you see all the LGBTQ, the EDFEGGG, yeah, you're going to, I'm not saying to accept it, but you're not going to discriminate because you're in one's country. So ensure that you're always in the right and doing the right, and just come here and work your money just so that you can make your life and your family better. So these are the steps for an individual to apply for the H-2B visa. And if you have any questions, please drop it in the comments down below and let me know what my next video should be about. And guys, yes, I know this is just the basic, but I'm slowly elevating to where we need to go. So if you have not subscribed and you reached this far in the video, what are you waiting for? The fact that you are here and you're still here, that means this is of value to you. So subscribe, share it to your friends, and tell your families to join the team, and let's soar together. Bye.